Great. So it is my pleasure to introduce Answer. Clark, Jesse, Steph, and Taz brought a remarkable amount of energy and enthusiasm to our program. Their team was so fully invested in this process. They clearly value each other's diverse perspectives and experiences, and they ask each other the most beautiful, intentional questions. They really excelled in incorporating feedback from their stakeholders, especially as they prototyped and tested their project. And I'm so excited to pass it to them so that they can share more with you all.
Sorry about that. I have like a million things happening right now. But hi, my name's Jessie. I use she, they pronouns. And today we're going to be talking about the YouThink experience with Answer.
Hello, everybody. We're going to do introductions in just a second, but we are Team Answer, and Answer is a national sex ed organization housed within the Graduate School of Applied and Professional Psychology at Rutgers University. We are also the parent organization to the award-winning by teens for teens sex ed resource called Sex Etc.
And so, hello, I already did a little introduction, but my name is Jessie Romero Silver. I am representing one of the youth team members here on Answers research team, and I'm a college student and I go to Ithaca College.
Hey everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. My name is Clark Bill. I use he, him pronouns. I am currently a third-year doctoral student in clinical psychology at the Graduate School of Applied and Professional Psychology. And I'm one of the other adolescent stakeholders on the research team.
I'm Taz Weisgerber. I accept she, her pronouns, and I am the assistant director at Answer.
And hello, I'm Steph Lyon. I use she, they pronouns, and I am the director of Answer, and so excited to be team lead for our YouThink team.
So we came into this project with a lot of experience personally and professionally working with teens from both a mental health and sexual health perspective. So it was clear to us and our team that there is a complex and meaningful intersection between sexual health and mental health. And in this project, we wanted to explore how teens and adults understand and talk about this intersection, if at all. So that led us to these two guiding questions here. How do teens experience this intersection of sexual health and mental health? And how can understanding this intersection support optimal well-being for youth?
Yeah, so in order to explore these questions, we have so far interviewed 18 teens and 12 youth-serving professionals in order to build insight into their understanding of this intersection. Along with these individual interviews, we have also conducted multiple focus groups with the teens from Sex Etc. And in general, we ask about their comfortability discussing sexual health topics and mental health topics, what's facilitated these conversations, what were barriers, and their thoughts about the intersection between mental health and sexual health.
So through these interviews and focus groups, we learned so much. And here are just a few of the highlights of what we learned. We learned that both youth and youth-serving adults both wish to have open, honest conversations about sexual health and mental health, but there are many barriers that get in the way. Some of the barriers folks commonly identified were stigma, shame, a lack of knowledge, and fears around confidentiality. We also learned that teens and adults have experience with the ways that mental health and sexual health interact, but they have trouble identifying and describing the complex relationship between mental health and sexual health. When they were able to describe that relationship, what they noted was usually negative. For example, someone might have come up with the idea that if you have low self-esteem, it might impact how you engage with your sexuality. And we'll give you a second just to read some quotes that stood out from us from these initial interviews and focus groups from our stakeholders.
All right. So with our stakeholders, including teens and youth serving professionals and parents, we brainstormed many solutions to address the barriers preventing youth and adults from having those important conversations around mental health and sexuality, and increasing the understanding of their intersection between those two, the two concepts. So the idea that stood out to our team was a combination of high feasibility and high potential impact for our stakeholders. And so we came up with a question-based game designed to encourage open dialogue between teens and their trusted adults about mental and sexual health and the myriad ways that they impact each other. And I don't know why our little sticky isn't.
Yeah. There's supposed to be a picture on that slide. Imagine a cute picture. It's not there.
We have a couple cute pictures for you here instead. So we've gone through a couple rounds of low to medium fidelity prototyping, incorporating feedback from stakeholders in each step of the way. We've conducted more than a dozen test sessions with teens, parents, and youth serving professionals playing this game. You can see some of the samples of the first and second prototypes that we have here. The core of the game consists of questions designed to subtly highlight this intersection of mental health and sexual health, while adding some structure, guidance, and playfulness to what is often considered tough conversations by both youth and youth service professionals. One thing we found that more versatility is better. So we're now iterating in a way that we can create a game that can be used in classrooms, at home, between parents and teens, between teens and teens. And I could talk about it for hours, but instead we want to share a super brief audio clip of the game in action, in this case between a teen and her mother.
Can you think of a time you felt better about yourself after being vulnerable with someone?
Normally when I first meet someone, I'm like really shy and I'm not really open a lot. But then the more I like get to know them and stuff, the more I'm like myself.
Yeah.
I honestly want to be myself. I want to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I'm like taking this the question the right way.
No, you totally are.
But I honestly love my personality.
I love listening to that clip every time. It's just so sweet. And in general, a lot of the feedback has been really positive from all our individual pairs and focus group settings. We've also gotten some helpful suggestions on how to make the game better. And so this is just some feedback that we have gotten from some of our youth stakeholders.
All right, so I feel like after 8 months in this YouThink process, we are off to a great start, but this journey is just beginning for us. Where our next steps are at, we are meeting together as a team next month for round 3 of our prototyping. We're going to be incorporating the feedback that Jessie was just mentioning, a lot of the feedback specifically around how to make this more gamified to engage those who might not be so eager to engage with just sort of the question-based cards. Like so many of our fellow YouThink teams here, we are seeking additional funding so that we can continue with our prototyping, nail down our game design, and then move into production. We're really eager to share this project with the world and introduce it to our stakeholders, which includes school-based contacts across the country and thousands of Sex Ed, et cetera fans around the world. And the last thing that we want to explore is some feedback we've gotten that some sort of companion product, like a podcast or a web series, that could showcase different combinations of people playing this game and having the tough conversations with some sort of expert facilitation, that this would be helpful in giving people guidance of how to interact with this game and how to have these conversations in a way that is supportive and helpful. That's it for us. We would love for you to share in this journey with us and follow along. So here are all of our socials to stay connected with us and a QR code to sign up for our newsletter. And we would love to take any questions from anyone here.